fantasy football is here, and a lot of people are having their drafts done by Thursday. Thursday is when the season starts for the NFL, and here is the overview of my team. Um, so, as you can see, my draft is done. Um, got a lot of players that I liked. I had scheduled out to try and get in certain spots and stuff. But my team is called the My Balls Hurts. Obviously, it would change if I didn't have that man at quarterback right there. Jalen Hurts. Um, he was a great quarterback for me last year. I was really high on him going into the year last year. And, I mean, just look at these points. His last year was phenomenal. Phenomenal. I mean, he balled out. Obviously, towards the end of the season, had to make a few adjustments because he wasn't playing as much. But I mean, he was the guy to have in fantasy, in my opinion. Obviously, third in PPR. Thought it would be a little higher, but obviously you got guys like Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, all that. So I mean, he's a great quarterback to have in fantasy. And then I got two former dogs right here, Nick Chubb and DeAndre Swift. Nick Chubb, he was the best running back on the board at the time. I believe I got him in the second round, I think, and he's supposed to get more usage now this season, which is great. Swift, he's always a good PPR back. He was hurt a good amount last year. That's why he's only 21st. But if we look into 2021, I mean, he was a pretty good PPR running back. And then with my first overall pick, I had Justin Jefferson. I didn't even have first overall pick. I had the second overall pick. My first pick, I got Justin Jefferson because my league mate, one of my buddies, couldn't get his app to work, and he got auto picked Christian McCaffrey, which is insane. Seeing as like it reports on him getting less play time this year, less reps, just to kind of manage that injury, kind of focusing on the later in the season and in the playoffs. And I was just over the moon about it. I mean, the best player in football right now. And then I got the former Falcon, Calvin Ridley, Mr. Gambler himself. I picked him in a later round. I think he'll actually do pretty decent this year if Trevor Lawrence can get the ball to him. Hopefully he's not as rusty as some people predict him to be, but I think he's going to be a great asset to my team. Yeah, I mean, he was great in Atlanta when he was there. I think he'll do really good in Jacksonville. Next, we got T.J. Hawkinson. Is questionable, but he's on track to play it again. Play in Week 1. Um, Again, got sniped a few times on some of my picks. You know, there was Goddard and Pitts that I was trying to go for, but I couldn't get them in time. Um, but he's a solid second, third option in that offense right now. Jetta's gonna get double covered a lot, and Hawkinson brings a lot of value to that offense. And as a second option, tight end two last year. Um, I mean, he was great. He played great. Hopefully, he can keep that up. Drake London, um, a little bit of a reach that I got him at, just a little bit, but I think he's going to be really good. Hopefully, all my criticism of Desmond Ritter doesn't pay off for him. Hopefully, he can get the ball a lot in his hands. Um, I mean, he's a tall, fast wide receiver, and if Ritter can be on his stuff, then that's going to be perfect for him and the Falcons offense. Next, we got Mike Williams. I had him. I think I had him last year as well. He was pretty decent. Another guy at Chargers offense is pretty banged up for the most part of last year, but I think he'll do pretty good. Just to kind of fill out my flex spot. We got Jake Elliott as a kicker, just so field goals, I still get points for the Eagles. Miami defense, they got Jalen Ramsey, brought back Bradley Chubb, added a few more people to that defense, and I think they'll be really good. And then to my bench, Jamal Williams. He's a red zone running back. He was, I think, didn't he have the most touchdowns for running back last year? I believe he did. 13 overall running back last year. Really, just a strong player in general. Tank Bigsby kind of hurt me to pick an Auburn player. Got him with my last pick in the draft, but I really like him. He was solid at Auburn. I think he could split some time with Etienne if he can. He fumbled a few times in the preseason, so hopefully he can get a few reps in. Christian Kirk, I feel like I'll put him in when Jettas or one of my flexes have a bye week, or just interchange them. Christian Kirk's still really good wide receiver in my opinion. I like him a lot. He was the 11th wide receiver last year. Obviously, he didn't have Calvin Ridley on the team, but I feel like he'll be really good. Dalton Schultz is my backup tight end. There wasn't really a lot of good options at tight end this year, I think, in my opinion, especially once I got around to him. I just didn't think there were that many good options. And then finally, Jalen Hyatt. I think he can actually have a pretty good season. If Daniel Jones can build off of what he did last year and Hyatt can keep improving, he just changed number 13, the last person who had that, Odell. So I do think that he can make some moves, probably sneak into that Rookie of the Year spot. But I think he'll be really good. And that'll be it. Fantasy football is back. Football is back in general. I'm so excited. We'll have weekly updates on these games, and probably when I stream on Thursday, I'll have the game tracker on there. I'll have some of my picks on there. Picks will probably come out on Wednesday, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, thank you all for watching.